famous sopranos are sometimes labeled as divas or prima donnas, Maria Callas being a good example of that. But you don't have that reputation. So how did you avoid that reputation?
Gosh, I just wish I could have called you. I just wanted to nurture that a little bit so I could be the subject of dinner conversations, and I just couldn't do it. I've never been good at it.
But in other words, the ego that's involved with being a great soprano obviously gets to a lot of people.
I think it comes out of anxiety. It comes from a certain kind of a huge anxiety about performance pressure. And let's not diminish what performance pressure means. It is really challenging. And some people, if you make it to the top, even staying at the top is terribly difficult. So I have internalized the pressure that I have felt over the years. And that's not really great either, because it's not fun to feel like that. But other people externalize it and they take it out on whoever is around them. And somehow that's how that happens, and then they go on stage and they're great.
Now, because of the pressure of being an opera singer, sometimes you need an outlet, and what did you do for an outlet?
I am a culture fanatic. I am also fascinated by, I want to learn. I'm a lifelong learner, so I'm going to museums and theater. I absolutely love theater. And I love beauty and nature, very much so. I'm enjoying nurturing young talent, and I'll hope to continue doing that in a more meaningful way in the future.
The barefoot king composing, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
You're also working with NIH and Francis Collins, the head of it, to try to show that actually music can help people get healthier. Can you explain that?
So I basically met Francis Collins, who's the director of the National Institutes of Health, at a dinner party, an amazing dinner party with Justices Scalia, Ginsburg, and Kennedy, we had a sing-along.
Well, when you're doing a sing-along, isn't everybody else intimidated? You're not exactly the average sing-along person.
Well, we were kind of singing "This Land Is Your Land." There were songs that everybody knew, and they loved it. I said to Francis at some point in the evening, I said, there's so much neuroscience about music. What would you think about collaborating with the Kennedy Center? And he said, yes, let's look into that. And it's turned into this really extraordinary project. It's about drawing attention to the power of music, because the neuroscience is new. It's relatively new and becoming more widely known, but how it helps childhood in childhood development, how it helps with so many therapies for autism, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, for veterans. I gave 14 presentations in the last 6 months around the country where I sing, sharing all of the knowledge that I'm gaining in a hopefully entertaining way.
So when people come up to you, young performers, and say, I want to be a famous opera singer, what is the advice you give them?
Well, I really advise people first and foremost not to accept any limitations. Now you not only have to sing fabulously, have a super technique, and really be able to trust your voice, you have to look fabulous, look like the character you're playing, and act amazingly well. And a lot of this is developed since I started singing, and I'm sure the demands will be even more in the future.
So if I wanted to learn how to be an opera singer, it's late, I guess, in life. You have to learn early. You can't start late in life, right?
Typically not.
And today, when you go to master classes, you teach people, do you ever see anybody you think this person really is talented, or you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There are a lot of diamonds in the rough out there, and we also say the greatest singers in the world probably don't even know they have a voice.
Well, okay.
So David, we could work on it a little bit and see, just check out the talent.
I have, every time I have ever sung, people say, you are completely tone deaf. So I don't think I have the skill. So if you had to pay to watch opera, who would you want to pay to listen to? Who are the great opera male and female performers that you would have paid to hear?
Oh gosh, I would have loved to have heard Maria Callas because of her musicianship. I go to her records all the time. Victoria de Los Angeles, I don't think I ever heard her sing live. I'm a huge fan of her singing. Schwarzkopf, I did a masterclass with her, but I never heard her sing live. So there have been great historic. We belong to a tapestry that is really historic, and I love that connection to what's come before. And I love celebrating that. And that's something we lose in our culture right now because of this connection to social media and to the here and now and the momentary. This idea that you become really wonderful at something and you learn about what people have done before you.